Hello YouTube, welcome back to my model railway channel here. It's been a while since I've done any kind of videos or any review videos, as there's just so many people doing them now. Just no real point to me doing anything similar to what everyone else is doing, because I just don't get many views and I don't get much interest in it anyway. But since last time I've finished quite a lot of work for other people, so I can concentrate on a few other bits and pieces for me. As you know, we've had Terrier wars between Rails of Sheffield and Hornby as well, and I managed to pick this one up from a friend of mine, Mark. Thank you very much, Mark, for allowing me to buy your Terrier. I decided to go and buy Hornby's Terrier because obviously it's Stepney. Now obviously this model railway channel is the Bluebird model railway channel, and for years I've had Dapol's Stepney and also one made into Fenchurch as well, and I've also had one from Hornby since 1998 when I bought it here on the Isle of Wight. But this one's more interesting because recently Hornby have not been too keen on doing preserved examples, and when they do a preserved example of a locomotive, they never really get it right. I have 263 in mind, the H class, which they did for their collectors club. It's not quite right, and that's not just through decoration, that's more what tooling they have used. The boiler tooling is wrong, and the smoke box tooling is also wrong as well. Even though they have the tooling, they could have done it, but they just decided to stick another number on the one they've already done, which is not quite correct. So this one is Stepney in A1 condition, with the shorter smoke box, the bigger splashes with the sanders, and the dome being in the wrong place, and without the coal rails on the back, and also all the lamp irons, which are missing as well, or in a different place I should say, rather than missing. So what I would like to do, which is sacrilege to most people, is change this into A1 condition. Now, as I mentioned, a few of the bits and pieces I need to change, mainly cosmetic and different toolings, etc., which again they have, because they've done Stepney in BR condition but not in as it is now preserved condition. So a number of things I said: smoke box, bunker, the dome needs to be moved forward, the splashers need to be changed, need to add lamp irons, and also I'm going to change the brake blocks and also get rid of the Westinghouse pump on the other side. Quite a big long list. So over the past few months I've been designing up bits and pieces to change this into an A1 condition. Also I need to change the boiler fittings as well, because it's a slightly different boiler, of course. So I have tested it. It runs really nicely, really quietly as well, so excellent stuff. You can certainly see the difference over 30 years from old Terriers to new Terriers. So as I say, I'd like to thank Mark again for allowing me to buy his Terrier here, and I'll just talk you through some of the changes and how I'm going to do this project, and hopefully I can keep you updated in a video series. So as mentioned, on this front end of this locomotive, obviously it's an A1 and I need to change it to an A1X. Now the smoke box is actually quite short on this model, so it needs to be lengthened. I'll also need a new smoke box door, because the straps on the front of the door are too short and need to be longer. So I could do a plastic card, but when you have a 3D printer you can pretty much do anything, so I'm going to print a new door as well. So I've already started this process, and I've printed a few bits off this morning, which took about 3 hours to print, just to see how things would measure up. So this is the new smoke box, which I've made and designed from a few drawings. You can basically see This is a new front. You can see the 2 holes in the top for the handrail holders, new saddle, and overall this is the smoke box itself with a small indentation on the top for the chimney to fit in. I'm not going to change the chimney because that's about right as it is, so that's not a problem. So that's the new smoke box. I still need to change a few bits on this because I haven't done the evil deed of sawing through the smoke box at the moment, so I don't know what to put on the back to make sure it slots into position. So that's the new smoke box. The other items, obviously because of the splashers, if I scroll up slightly you can have a look. You can also see on the splashers the sandboxes are on the front, which on an A1X needs to be underneath the running plate. So of course I need sandboxes. I messaged Hornby to see if they did spare sanders. They have not got back to me yet, so I printed my own. So if I scroll back down, hopefully it will pick them up. There we go. So these are upside down, still on their supports at the moment. But you can see all the detail. Got rivets on the top, which you might just be able to see in the light there. And also got the plate on the front as well. And you also got a hole on the base to add your wire to, which you probably can't really see. So the sand boxes, or whatever they're called. So these are the sand boxes, and they're printed, again 3D printed. They would have taken a couple of hours to print, and you can see on here I printed a few more just in case I lose a couple. You can see all the detail on there, the plates and the 2 rivets as well on the top, and there should be a hole underneath, a 0.5mm hole. Printed 6 just so if I lose any, break any or whatever, I can replace them quite quickly. So they're the right size, about 3mm by 4mm by about just over 3mm thick, and they look about right. So once they're painted up they should be good. Obviously they're on support still at the moment, as they only finished printing about an hour and a bit ago. But the other items we got as well, I move across. I printed 2 doors. So this is the smoke box doors. You can see they're still on their supports, so I haven't trimmed them off yet because I still have to do that. But you can see the longer strapping on the front, and these will go onto the smoke box you saw before. They're printed in black resin, so I can just change the doors over quite easily. But still a little bit of work to do on the smoke box at the moment. As I say, I haven't done any exploratory surgery inside to see what I have to do. Now these are the main components, and obviously the dome needs to move forward as well, but I'll do that in situ. So I'm going to cut around it and move it forward by 3mm, fill the gap, and hopefully match the paint colour as well, fingers crossed. So the last item that I needed was the extended bunker on Stepney, so the coal rails on the back, which have been filled in. The earlier ones were just rails with no filling. So anyway, so this is the later type, which I've 3D printed. You can see all the rails on the outside, and this should just slot onto the back of Stepney what we have, and we can glue it in position. I've added an extra level on top so we can put some real coal in, but this has come out rather nicely. And there should also be on the bunker, probably just see underneath, a little slot which is for the lamp iron, which goes in underneath the bunker, so that needs to be moved as well. In fact, you can still see a bit of light through, so printer's done a good job to actually leave a hole, so I can put a lamp iron in there when it's done, because I'll have to remove the one on the back as well of Stepney. So that's all the 3D printed items for basically what I can actually print to make this into an A1X. Now the other things are a little bit smaller. So basically this model itself has a printed number on it, which obviously is wrong as well. It needs to be a plate with 55 on it instead of the number it has on it at the moment. So a friend of mine, Gary, so thank you Gary, on Twitter, and also he has a layout on RM Web as well called Oak Hill, which is an LBSC layout, and when he was doing his Terrier on live stream on YouTube, go and have a look at his channel if you like. It's quite interesting, and also has various modelling videos on there as well. But he put me in touch with EB Models, which basically do Brighton plates. I ordered these on, I think it was last Sunday. I think I got them on Tuesday, I can't quite remember. But these are the etch plates for Stepney. You can just about see it. Hopefully I've got it the right way around. So we've got two cab plates, number 55, and we also got the builder's plates at the top, which go just over the splasher. So that'll be handy, because I'll be losing mine when I get rid of the front of the splasher. So that's nice. They need painting in blue, but I have them, so that's excellent. I've got those. And as I said, the lamp irons on this, it hasn't got the ones I want. So another model manufacturer, RT Models, have this etch. So we've got various etches for the LBSC locomotives. So I can hopefully add these onto the front of Stepney above the buffers, and hopefully it should look pretty good. Now the other thing I need to do, as I mentioned, is the brake blocks. This one has either the wooden ones, or yeah, I think it's the wooden ones, but I need the newer type, which were on the BR ones. Now luckily for me, the spares have started coming out for these locomotives, not all of them but some of them, and I was just browsing eBay and I found a new bottom for this locomotive with the newer type of blocks on. I'm not going to unpackage this because it's got all the screws rattling around, but it's got the newer type. Not quite the same type as what Stepney has on it, but close enough. Don't think I'm going to get any closer, to be honest with you, but if any others do come out, I will look into changing it because it's quite simple. So that's the bottom of the chassis as well. So got all the parts and components. So hopefully next time when you follow me or catch up with me on my channel, I will have some more videos showing some progress. Hopefully I'll leave all the cutting out so you don't faint from it all, but it's going to be a very big job, but hopefully when it's done it will look quite nice as well, and we'll see what happens. I'll catch you guys in the next video, whenever that may be. Keep an eye on the channel and hopefully you'll see some new footage soon.